Today I'm walking you through my full nighttime skincare routine. My routine is really all about cellular repair, it's about collagen support, it's about restoring balance overnight, the kind of deep recovery that our skin really needs after we are 40 or 50 years old, when turnover slows and repair just doesn't happen as fast as it did when we were younger. It's just the reality of the situation. And if this looks like too many steps, don't worry. At the end of the video, I'm going to share with you a simple kind of bare bones version of my routine that still is going to check all of the boxes. It's still going to get you results, but it's going to limit the number of steps because I know everybody doesn't want to do 10 steps like I do. I do a lot of steps at night. I actually love it. It is part of the joy of my day to do my skincare at night, but I know everybody doesn't want all those steps, nor do they feel they need all of those steps. So let's go. First of all, I start with a double cleanse, and really this is only important if you use sunscreen and you wear makeup. So if you aren't wearing makeup on any given day, you can definitely do just a single cleanse with a really good cleanser and call it good. I would encourage you to spend some time cleansing your skin. So maybe take a minute and actually massage that cleanser in, especially if it's going to be your only cleanse. So I start with a double cleanse. So I do a balm first, and then I will follow that with a gentle cleanser. The balm, like Elemis cleansing balm, which is one that I use all the time and I've used it for years, it's going to loosen SPF, it's going to loosen up makeup, it's going to loosen oils that cling to the skin, while the second cleanse is clearing sweat, pollution, debris, and any of that first cleanse that's left on the skin. So one is loosening everything up and the second one is doing all of the getting rid of all of it. Okay, my step number 2 is DNA repair enzymes. And for me, this is the youth recovery from Photosyme. And the reality is this is probably right up there with retinoids and SPF for me, because topical photolyase and endonuclease repair UV induced DNA lesions by like 45 to 68%. It is huge what DNA repair enzymes can do for our skin. And the reason why I use the youth recovery is because it's liposome encapsulated. And that means that because they're encapsulated in that bubble, then they can get to where they need to go, release their cargo, and go to work. Now, why does this matter? Because I talk about DNA repair enzymes all the time. UV light and oxidative stress cause mutations in skin cells, and those lead to fine lines. They lead to pigment. They lead to loss of elasticity. These enzymes act like spell check for your skin's genetic code. So it's fixing small errors before they become long-term damage. So the healthier my skin is, the better everything else that I do will work, and also the better my skin is at defending itself from the current damage that's happening every day, all day long. Okay, so those are my first steps, cleansing and then DNA repair enzymes. My step number 3 is LED therapy, and I've moved this to the night. It used to be in the morning for me, but I moved it to night. And this is also another one that I do probably 5 nights a week. As long as I have the time, I'm gonna do it. And what's really cool about red light therapy is that it boosts collagen and it boosts ATP in dermal fibroblasts. So after the DNA repair, I'm using red and near infrared LED. And I like the LED at this point because the youth recovery product is hydrating, and hydrated skin is less likely to refract light. So the youth recovery is lightweight. It's almost like a watery lotion. So it absorbs really easily into the skin and it doesn't interfere with the light, in my opinion. I feel like I have amped up the results of my red light by putting a serum on first, or even using like the SDSM spray from Neod. I love that. Mesama is fantastic before red light. So the DNA repair enzymes are not the only thing that you could use, but I really am enjoying a lightweight serum prior to my LED. Now, what does LED do? This light basically tells your mitochondria, which are your skin's power plants, to make more energy. Now that energy fuels healing, it fuels collagen production, and it also helps with circulation. LED is anti-inflammatory, and inflammation is aging. And anything that we can do to reduce inflammation is going to be a good thing. Okay, so often I'm doing that earlier in the evening, like I try to start my skincare routine in the very, very early evening so that I have time to just do it over the course of the evening. I don't always do it all at once. So usually that's kind of a block of things that I do. Now, my next step is going to be growth factors, and sometimes this happens later on in the evening. Now, growth factors are proteins that act like text messages to your skin cells. So it's telling them to regenerate. If DNA repair enzymes fix the blueprint, growth factors are the construction crew that are rebuilding the structure. I will link a video that I did recently talking about the differences between DNA repair enzymes, growth factors, and exosomes if you're interested in learning a little bit more about that. But basically, I want both DNA repair enzymes and growth factors in my routine at night because we are repairing overnight. So next for me is going to be peptides, and I am still using and loving my Maylove Peptide Squad. It's been in my routine for a really, really long time. And I love it because it has copper peptides. It has a couple different peptide complexes in there. I just really like the way it makes my skin feel. I notice when I don't have it in my routine. So it's definitely one of those that I just keep rebuying over and over. Now, peptides are like Post-it notes for your skin. They're small targeted messages that tell your fibroblasts to produce collagen, to calm inflammation, or to strengthen the barrier. I really think that peptides are a cornerstone in a good skincare routine. And honestly, if I had to pick between peptides and growth factors, I'd pick peptides. They are great team players along with growth factors though. One of them signals big picture repair, that's the growth factors, and the other one fine tunes the response. That's the peptides. So they really work well together. Now, my next step is going to be my retinoid step. And retinoids are important because they stimulate collagen, they normalize keratinocyte differentiation, and they're just really a pillar in a good skincare routine at night. So I rotate retinaldehyde, retinol, and tretinoin. I've done this for a really long time, and it works really well for my skin. Now, retinoids boost cellular turnover, and as I said earlier, that slows down dramatically with age, just like everything, I swear. It's all kind of slowly slowing down. And so because they boost that cell turnover, they are also stimulating collagen synthesis. So they can also help to regulate pigment, and that's going to help to fade age spots, sunspots, etc. over time. So if you alternate forms like I do, you can keep your skin in shape without irritation. And that has really, really worked well for me. I will do a tretinoin night, I will do a retinol night, and I'll do a retinaldehyde night. Sometimes I'll just alternate back and forth tretinoin and retinol, tretinoin and retinol. Sometimes it's tretinoin and retinaldehyde, tretinoin and retinaldehyde. The really important thing is that tretinoin is on a rotation and it's not every single night for me. That's for me and my skin likes that best. If you can tolerate tretinoin every single night, that's fantastic too. Okay, and my last step, well, we have a couple added steps, but my last main step is going to be moisturizer. And for me, what I'm using right now, and I've been using for a little while, is the Photozyme Ultra Rich. And I'm really loving this. And what I am calling it is DNA Repair Sandwhiching. So I start out with my Youth Recovery, and it's very much like a watery lotion. It soaks right into the skin. It has no barrier because I just cleansed and it's able to get in there. And then I'm finishing with the Ultra Rich, which is packed with those DNA repair enzymes and all of the good stuff that is basically going to lock in everything that I just did. But it also has these barrier supporting oils that really help to soften your skin so that when you wake up in the morning, there's no irritation. The skin looks kind of dewy, but not greasy. And I just really, really like it. I kind of slather that on right now. I have used in the past and loved the Soothe and Recovery from Dermatology. It's another really, really good one. But I'm enjoying what I'm calling DNA Repair Sandwhiching. So DNA Repair Enzymes first and last. And I feel like you're protecting and repairing from both sides while locking in moisture. Now there's some optional things that I do, and I say optional because I forget. I forget sometimes, and that is eye cream. And I really love a good eye cream. I alternate between the In Beauty Project, the Extreme Eye, or the Eye Quad from Photozyme. Those are just the two that I have been enjoying. There are many other great eye creams on the market, but like I said, I kind of forget this step sometimes. I'm not really sure why. I try to set out my skincare in order, especially for at night. That helps me to not forget any steps ever. Because some things I feel like once you've forgotten the step, it's too late. You can't go back. But I do enjoy a good eye cream when I remember, because the eye skin is thin and we have fewer oil glands here. So peptides and antioxidants and DNA repair enzymes can make a really big difference in that area to help to keep it, like smooth and keep it resilient. You just have to remember to do it. The last thing that is super, super important is lip care. Now, recently I did some content with OneSkin over on one of their platforms, and we talked about lip care and lip health. And I think the important thing to know is that it's important that we don't forget our lips, because they actually age faster than the rest of our face because they cannot hold water. Sometimes I will just put a little bit of Youth Recovery on my lips and put some Vaseline on the top. The main thing that you want to do is hydrate, and then you want something occlusive that is going to form a barrier so that it can help to keep your lips, full and smooth and less prone to lip lines. They are the fastest thing to be dehydrated because literally we have let's say 5 layers of skin cells there, whereas on our face we have 15 layers. It's that kind of thing. They are incredibly thinner as far as the actual skin, and they are not able to hold on to water. The actual keratinocytes don't harden as much as they do on our face. It's meant to be very pliable and soft, so they allow water to escape. We don't really have much of a stratum corneum, the outer layer of skin that we have on our face. We don't really have that on our lips. And so the more that I have studied lip care, the more I really want to preach that you want an occlusive layer at night, whatever that is for you, and you want to wear SPF during the day, even if it means focus on putting your facial SPF on your lips, not just on your face, before you go on with your makeup routine or anything like that. If you can wear a lip balm or something with SPF during the day, even better. But if you don't, just make sure you put your SPF on your lips during the day. I know this is a PM routine, but that's just a little tip for daytime that I am now really recently trying to remember to do. So I promised a shortened version for those of you who do not want all of those steps. So here is what you can do if you would like to achieve similar without all of the faff, as I would say. Okay, so you're gonna cleanse, but just a single cleanse. Just make sure that you spend at least a minute cleansing. Really get in touch with the action of the cleanse so that you get a really good, thorough cleanse. After you cleanse, if you can, DNA repair enzymes, to me, they are so important as we age. Then you're gonna want to use a retinoid, and that is whatever retinoid you tolerate and what you like. And then you're gonna finish with a moisturizer. Now, I am loving the DNA Repair Enzyme sandwiching, so I'm using the Ultra Rich, but you can use whatever moisturizer you really like. That can be a complete routine. And the reason for that is that you've got your DNA repair, that's gonna help with repairing damage. You have your retinoid, which is a pigment inhibitor. It's gonna help with cell renewal. It's going to help with, teaching our cells to behave properly. It's gonna do a lot of heavy hitting in our routine. And then that moisturizer, whatever moisturizer you choose, is super, super important to mitigate irritation from things like retinoids, but also to trap hydration, moisture in your skin. This is so incredibly important overnight so that we have a really well-functioning barrier, even though we're using some good actives in retinoids. Now I'm gonna put down below some options. I will list everything that I personally use, but I'm gonna try and give you some alternatives so that you have options of other things that you might like to choose from if these are things that you don't wanna use or you'd like just to see what else exists that might work in each category that I do. I've used the same things for a long time. I know that I've done this PM routine and it has tweaks and it changes as I learn things, and I might move something from the morning to the night. But overall, I've used a lot of the same products for years because I find that they work. I feel that my skin is looking pretty good, and all of these things do exactly what I want them to do for my 52-year-old skin. And so I'm happy with the products that I'm using, but I know a lot of people would like some alternatives. They'd like some choices, and they'd love to see what else might fit into a step other than what I actually use. So I'll put that all down in the description box. I hope that this was helpful. Remember that I am also doing a body routine that is super duper simple at night, and it is simply an adapalene on the back of my hands and forearms, on my décolleté, and then I coat myself in a moisturizer. That's my entire nighttime routine, and I've been really, really diligent with it since I launched my body routine a few months ago, and I can tell you I can see a huge difference in my hands and my forearms just in the reduction of dark spots. Very, very excited to see some really good results. My hands look less crepey, and they also definitely look less spotted. So that is down to that body routine. I'll link that down below as well if you're interested in seeing what I'm doing. It's the most simple body routine that is definitely getting some results. All right, I hope that you have the most wonderful day, and I will talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care.